Hello everybody, my name is Cul Blu, and I am bringing you guys random podcast number, I think this is number 81, either 81 or 7, nope, wait, hold on, it's random podcast number something, yes, it's random podcast number 80, and well, nothing to be shocked about, this is just the 80th podcast, or not podcast, random podcast, which is great because that means I'm 20 away from reaching 100, and that'll be my first triple-digit series, and I'll be so proud of myself if I can actually freaking do that. Because it's only been like, what, a year and a day now. I'm officially a year and a day old as far as casting goes. My casting anniversary was yesterday, as in the day after, or 2 days after the day this video is going to get posted. So if you guys want to figure that out, this is the January 26th was when I first started casting, and January 26th will always be forever remembered as Cul Blu's birthday, or at least Cul Blu's casting birthday. Of course, if you guys want to know my real birthday, I don't have any intentions of telling you yet. I might tell you sometime in the future if I do become like super rich and famous. And by super rich and famous, I mean super well known. Like rich and famous, I mean that's all relative to, well, relative to what world you're in. And yeah, let's just leave it at that. And the rich part, I mean, yeah, come on, this economy. I'm in America. Let's be honest, guys. So this game is a random pub. As always, random pubs, I do not know exactly what's going to happen, which is what makes it so freaking exciting to watch. Because you might see some very derpy things, you might see some very daring things, and you also might see some very silly things, which I guess derpy and silly are the same thing, but for the most part, I'm hoping and praying a little bit that we do see some standard stuff from both sides, so that way we can, you know, just have a decent game to watch for random podcast number 80. As far as random podcast number 100, I don't have any intentions of doing anything special for that. It's just going to be the 100th one. This will be the most specialist thing about it. But yeah, so look forward to that. That's going to be happening sometime soon, probably within the next month and a half. I don't know how frequently I'll be posting these videos, but I have to readjust my schedule, and I'm actually going to have a definite schedule soon, guys. Just you watch. Alright, so let me go and do introductions. Start off on the side of the Radiant, since they were completely picked up first. Start off on this Legion Commander, we have Soldier Ket on Legion. Moving over to the Skywrath Mage, we have Spent, hashtag ban Earth, wow. Moving over to the Slark down bottom, we have 4UT3P. Trying to see if that spells anything. Maybe 8. Hutsp? I don't know. We have that that on Slark. Moving on to this Venomancer, who's not a Slark, but it looks, I mean, just as slippery and slidey as all get out. We have Magnum on him, and last but not least, on the Radiant side, we have Art 74 Monster with some very creative text, and it looks kind of cool. Moving to the side of the Dire, starting off with this Mirana, we have Elise Chidonis on her. Moving to this Tiny, who's actually playing up top all by his lonesome. He has support following him in the form of a Timbersaw. We have Cool Story. Pretty awesome stuff. On this Timbersaw, or Razarak, if you guys want to call him by the name that he's in this game, or Goblin Shredder, if you want to call him by his original name, or Guy in Iron Man suit, if you want to call him by his name I just made up. We have Box, because I apparently can't see that, or maybe that's just his name. To me. Moving over to the Storm Spirit mid, we see Pain BL4. Not too sure if that's supposed to stand for anything either. And last but not least, on this Punga, we see Russian number 1, because that looks like Russian text. I think I got it to the point where I can say it looks Russian, so therefore it must be Russian. But see, I always feel bad when I say Russian text. So, or like that's absolutely Chinese, or that's absolutely Japanese. So, I'm just gonna call him Russian number 1, because I don't really know what text that is. I want to say it's acrylic, but I still don't even know what acrylic is. I don't even know if that's the right way to pronounce it. I don't know if it's acrylic, acrylic, something else. But we have him playing on that Punga, and he's going against a Venomancer. He should have a fun lane down here, because Veno can catch out Punga. Punga is an easy target to kill, especially with Legion Commander once he hits level 6. But by the time Legion Commander hits level 6, Punga should have his tower down to like about half HP, which means he's definitely done his job. He's basically putting a whole bunch of pressure on the safe lane. And speaking of safe lanes, we actually have Slark in the suicide lane as opposed to getting that safe lane farm. I would honestly argue that Slark should be down bottom to get these free kills on Punga, because Punga is the easiest kill of his life. Just one leash is all he needs. Venomancer has the best setup in the world, as far as I'm concerned. It looks like, oh, we got engagement happening mid. We got Skywrath Mage going to be going down mid. The rotation did come in from the Mirana. She had an arrow, and the arrow did slap him in the face. And that, Skywrath Mage just went to a Ground Wrath Mage. I don't know if that's a thing. But as far as the lanes go, up top, Visage and Slark versus a Tiny and Timbersaw. And this is it's kind of a silly lane, to be honest, because Tiny and Timbersaw, they shouldn't die. Actually, speaking of people who shouldn't die, down bottom we got Punga doing a whole bunch of damage to Venomancer. Venomancer doing a whole bunch of damage right back to Punga. Punga will be getting the better of that fight because he can run away, but actually he's in a little bit of trouble. We got Legion coming from the side. She does have her heal up. She is going to be going for the heal plus a few right clicks, but it looks like Punga did take the pathing correctly and is a little bit too far away for Legion to actually follow up. And actually Punga, no mana for another blast, but he does have mana very soon. And speaking of having mana, meanwhile mid we got Punga, we got Stormfear versus Skywrath. Skywrath's able to nuke down the Storm, and Storm feeling a little angry. I'm assuming that's anger.
Not so.
Yeah, Venomancer down here just chilling with his HP where it's at. Punga has only 2 points inside of his Nether Blast, which means it doesn't hit for too terribly much just yet, but it still hurts like a freaking lot. Once Punga gets some mana regeneration or gets arcane boots or something of the sort, actually he gets a hit with the Venomous Gale, they're going to go for the fight. Punga doing a lot of damage to Venomancer out the back, and now Venomancer is going to do a lot of damage right back to him. Punga should be going down in this engagement because the poison damage should be more than enough. Punga does eat a tree, and looks like Venomancer will be going down. Punga does level up, and actually Punga not going down. Is that a... That's a Venomous Gale level 1, never mind. Meanwhile in the jungle we got a whole lot of craziness going on. Slark does go down to the Mirana, got herself a right click. She has another arrow in 5 seconds. Looks like Visage will be meeting his doom here very soon because Tiny plus Timbersaw plus Mirana equals a dead bird. And that bird is going to be falling from the sky as 2 people getting grounded. Now we got Slark showing up. Slark can get a leash if he really wants to, and that's my phone going off because I need to go check my clothes. But we don't have time for none of that. Mid, Skywrath plus Storm, just having a little farm fest on. Both of them have 1 kill, if I'm not mistaken, 1 death. And we see the rotation come from Mirana. The arrow does fly. Skywrath going to be getting hit with the square in the face, and Storm has all the time in the world to walk up. The chicken's going to come as well. That's a dead Skywrath, and they really need to play some wards around these corners because Mirana is getting the sickest positions for these arrows. It's like they're just playing textbook Dota on the side of the Dire, and I do commend the roaming coming out from Elise on that Mirana. Doing a great job of making sure that, well, she roams. Basically, that's all she's going to do. Skywrath is an easy target because he has no way to escape. And actually, he might be going out here very soon. Storm does pop that Invis rune. Skywrath should know something's up. And Storm, all he really has to do is actually know they're going to go for Legion. Legion's going to be taking a whole bunch of damage. Her ulti is not up, and even if it was, I don't think it really matters. Skywrath doing a whole bunch of damage to Storm, but not enough to actually kill him. Punga does show up around the corner. Now we got the arrow from Mirana flying. No arrow. No arrow doesn't fly. No arrow does fly, but Punga prepping for a war doesn't find any. Throws on the Plague Ward. But it's only a Plague Ward level 2, so it would have done a decent amount of damage. But Storm, oh, they're on the same team. Never mind. Skywrath would have felt a lot of damage from that. Never mind. Storm zipping in, catching the Venomancer, gonna get hit with the Venomous Gale. That's only Venomous Gale level 2, so it is gonna be just some damage over time, but it doesn't really matter. Storm does get the kill, and if need be, Punga can deny him. That's one of the best things about, that's one of the worst things about playing against, or playing a Venomancer on your team, is that the people who are hit with that poison, they can get denied once they're below that 25% HP threshold. Which is why, still, I don't see Venomancer as a powerful person. And a lot of times, a lot of the reasons why people didn't play him in like professional play until they figured out that Plague Wards are so broken, and then they nerfed Plague Wards, was the simple fact that if you threw anything that Venomancer threw on top of you, you could deny people from it. His Poison Sting, you could deny people. His Venomous Gale, you could deny people. His ulti, you could deny people. I'm not too terribly sure about the ulti, but I feel like you should be able to. So all I gotta say, guys, is that Venomancer, hold on, speaking of Venomancer, down bottom, he gets the kill on top of Punga. Punga not enough damage to actually kill him. The creeps trying to do what they can, but they lose focus of their main target. And Venomancer staying alive because of that armor that he got coming from the facilities. Meanwhile, we got Slark going for Timbersaw. Timbersaw losing a lot of HP. Slark is losing a lot of HP as well. And at the end of the day, they both trade their blows and walk away. But I honestly do think that Timbersaw did win on that fight, mainly because he was able to survive something that he should not have survived. Mirana has no mana for her arrow, needs about 10 more mana. Skywrath Mage trying to look for a target, does get himself a nice little thing to throw on top of it. Besides throwing some little cheap damage, not enough. And Skywrath does get a second regen. That should be a dead Mirana because she has no regen to speak of. So her death should be happening in 3, 2, never mind. Pop a healing salve and she is fine. Meanwhile, rotation does come in from Tiny. Truly not enough mana to actually do anything. And speaking of not being able to do anything, Legion Commander not level 6 just yet. And Storm is actually going to zip in. He detects the fact that Legion's not level 6, dodges a nice little chunk of damage, does do a whole bunch of damage. Skywrath Mage getting caught inside the trees. He's going to be taking damage from Storm. Storm sadly threw his right click on the wrong thing, and he's going to pop those bottle charges. But we got Visage, arrow from Mirana, does fly as well. Skywrath did walk the correct direction. Visage did juke it to the best of his abilities. And meanwhile, down bottom, Punga versus Venomancer. This war has been going on for freaking ever. It looks like Punga's losing this fight handily. Not a lot of HP to deal with, or deal with all the damage coming out from Venomancer. All he has is some Plague Wards, and a Magic Wand. That's not really enough. Legion Commander going to show up, just try to shoot Punga out. And Punga's going to shoot his way on away. And Russian #1 on this, oh, wait, Skywrath Mage gets a kill on top of Timbersaw. Not too sure where Skywrath was. Where's Skywrath? There he is. Skywrath was top. Timbersaw died. And it looks like he got a combination of the silence plus the concussive shot plus an ulti. A lot of mana into that, and if Punga was there, that would be a nice little counter. But Punga versus Venomancer, I still foresee Punga should win that fight if he builds correctly. But Punga does not have a lot of HP. He also does not have a lot of armor or anything. And Venomancer, he prevails at messing with people who don't have a lot of HP. Not necessarily the armor part, because Poison Sting is magic damage, and magic damage doesn't do anything, or armor doesn't change anything. But Punga, on the other hand, he's level 7. He only has 700 HP. Okay, he's level 8 and he has 700 HP. Versus a Legion Commander who's level 5 and she has 900 HP. So that just goes to show you how flimsy Punga is. Compared to Slark, Slark is level 5 and has 700 HP. So I mean, all around, Punga is a very, very, very easy target, and he has nothing to give him strength except for that Magic Wand. Take the Magic Wand away and that's a lot of HP that Punga's gone, or missing. Oh my gosh, what was that?
Bottom tower has a nasty situation.
So we got Punga and crew are going to show up. Venomancer ulti is not up. He did not go for it. Actually, he had a mana for it. But we got a little bit of damage coming towards Venom. Venom's going to get pulled back, coming out, and he gets hit with an arrow from Mirana instead. So nice little bait coming up for Storm. Didn't even have to use the mana for it. TP did come forward from Legion Commander, or she just ran into the lane. I'm not too sure which one she did. But she will be able to TP on out. She's going to TP now because Storm is ready to zip, and he's ready to jump as soon as he possibly can. He's waiting, locked into the position. Does not find her in time. These guys will be just collecting their own TPs. Meanwhile, up top, we got a Tiny versus Legion, because Legion did TP top, and Legion could go for the duel on top of Tiny. That will be an easy kill for her. She is going to not be able to get the duel. She finally gets the duel. The arrow from Ron does fly, does hit on top of Legion Commander. A lot of damage coming towards Legion, but sadly, a lot of damage coming towards Tiny, but sadly, Legion not going down. Mirana trying to get that last right click. She gets a leap, gets a right click. Skywrath Mage is going to go for the damage top of Mirana. Not enough intelligence to actually kill her. Actually, no, I take that back. He has more than enough intelligence to kill her. Gives himself a double kill for his troubles, and very well played, coming out from Spint. Only Skywrath. Meanwhile, down bottom, Storm running away from his troubles. Does not want to die today. And speaking of people who do want to die today, we got a Punga the silence doing a whole bunch of damage to Skywrath because Skywrath's abilities do cost, relatively speaking, a lot of mana. And Plague Ward does hurt people who have, relatively speaking, a high mana cost for their abilities. Slark does get a leap, but it does miss Storm. Actually, he's a little bit trouble. Pops it ulti, so now he's invulnerable for essentially 3 seconds. And he'll be able to back away. Besides, throws out his nice little nuke. Not enough to actually kill. Timbersaw looking for a target. He's making a beeline for Slark, but Slark is getting a lot of HP back. If only Slark had the mana to actually do anything. And Visage is trying to... Nope, he can't really do anything. Mirana ulti does go through. Timbersaw is here. Visage is going to TP out. Not enough damage to kill the Visage. But Skywrath Mage got himself a double damage up top. And this is a really hectic game, I gotta admit, guys. It's a lot of things happening in a lot of places. Like down bottom, we got people chasing a Timbersaw who's invisible, whose invis just ran out, so he needs to be careful. Slark does have enough mana for a pounce, which means that he'll be dead because Legion Commander is around the corner to help out. Mirana arrow does fly. It does miss everybody a little bit off on the trajectory. And yeah, there we go. So items really fast because items have been progressing. Storm is going to be working on that Bloodstone, which is going to help him out a lot when he goes for those dives. And speaking of dives, we see Mirana about to go for her dive of her own. She has an arrow coming up soon. Nope, no arrows. No arrows. Really, Mirana? You really made me stop my sentence. Okay, there we go. The arrow does fly. The arrow will land on top of nobody. Just barely slapping Visage on the tail. And by barely slapping on the tail, I mean not hitting him at all. He's going to be able to run away. He does have armor. He does have some nice resistance for the first few hits, but Mirana got, very smartly so, got a few right clicks on the side. And the game's getting paused, the game's getting resumed, the game's actually frozen. And Skywrath reconnects. The game is unpausing.
Now where were we?
And we will continue. Game gets paused again. We got a Timbersaw around the corners of Visage. Just might be facing his doom. I'm not sure if he sees the Timbersaw, but if he does, he should know that he needs to GTFO. He can't really GTFO all that far. Timbersaw does miss a tree, so that's a big bonus for him. That's a big blunt on Timbersaw's part. He does go down for no apparent reason. Timbersaw should have gotten that kill and should have been able to make it out on live, but sadly no Bloodstone just yet on Timber, so he's not as survivable as we've seen him in the past. Mainly because he doesn't have a Bloodstone just yet.
Radiant's bottom tower has a nasty situation.
That was me combing my hair. Meanwhile, on top we got a Punga going forward, going all in on top of Venomancer. Does stop his, does cancel his drain because he figured he got the kill on top of Venomancer. That's not gonna be enough. Meanwhile, Skywrath versus Punga. Skywrath should have enough HP to drop the ulti, but Punga does do enough damage to actually deny him all that HP that he needs to actually drop that ulti. A lot of damage coming towards Tiny here very soon. Visage throws out a big nuke. Storm Spirit comes forward, throws out one kill on top of Skywrath, throws out another kill on top of Visage. Beautiful double kill for him. Good focus on that, and Venomancer got a DC, and now we got the whole entire Dire squad gonna push down this top tower, because they are beast. And oh, by the way, Mirana was around the backside to catch or pick off anybody who made it out.
Dire's middle tower is in the wrong end of business. Radiant's top tower needs bandages.
Has a nice little observer ward around the corner, so he knows that Mirana's looking for an arrow, and he knows that Storm Spirit's around the corner ready to zip in. Sadly, won't be able to find anything. Meanwhile, Timbersaw up top, or box. He's waiting for the creep so he can go ahead and kill him in between the lanes. Slark is here, gonna go ahead and get a leash on top of Timber. Timber standing still. Not too sure if Timber has paid attention to what's going on. Maybe he DC'd, I'm not too sure, but he is gonna be going down. Easy kill is easy. Wild lag on my side. Timbersaw did DC, so sadly for him. Meanwhile, Forstaff comes forward from, something comes forward from Punga. Leap comes forward from Slark. A lot of damage coming towards Punga. Punga should be going down. Throws out a nice little nether blast. Not able to actually kill anybody, but at least he fought trying. Meanwhile, in the jungle, Storm Spirit looking for something to kill. He has a Regen rune, and if Legion Commander actually finds a Venomancer, not in range to actually get a Venomous Gale. But if Legion Commander actually finds a Storm Spirit, that could be an easy kill on top of Storm, and he'll have to hold onto that Regen for the next time around. And by the looks of it, Storm's going for a Lincoln's. Mirana's up top, all by her lonesome. No support in the form of nobody. Pulse comes from Punga. Wants to be kind and wait for his ally. And that gives us just enough time to take a look at the other items we see on the map. Legion going for Shadow Blade, which it really depends on what you're facing when you're trying to decide what to go on top of Legion Commander. In general, Legion Commander is to some extent like an Ursa. Basically, people see Ursa and they start running. That's all they do is they start running. People see Legion Commander and they start running. Same exact concept. So for Ursa, you want to get a Shadow Blade so you can close the distance, or Blink Dagger, which is significantly better, but it really depends on your situation. Meanwhile, you have a Force Staff option, which you can go for on Ursa. It's silly because he doesn't need that much mana, but Legion Commander, Force Staff Legion Commander would be a decent idea. Not saying it's the best idea in the world. Not saying it's going to make you or get you to TI 5 or TI 4. I'm just saying that's a decent idea. In the sense that Legion Commander does need to increase mana pool. Anyway, Storm Spirit is going to be taking a whole bunch of damage. Speaking of people who need increased mana pool, we got Storm Spirit who needs to increase mana pool, and Venomancer needs an increase in HP pool. He does go down. The allies on the dire side are going to go for the fight. Nice little ability, nice little play growth thrown out by Punga. Punga's going to sap a little bit of HP, gets a kill on top of Visage, and now the kill's going to be happening towards Timbersaw, or sorry, the stun's going to be happening on top of Timbersaw. Which, by the way, somebody is controlling him on his team because Timbersaw's not here. Storm Spirit finally popping that Regen rune. There's a Illusion rune down bottom for him to pick up if he so desires. And in the jungle, Legion Commander going to continue farming with that Shadow Blade. About 100 gold away from that, so this one Centaur plus maybe another creep, or a small creep. The Centaur should be like 80 gold. So actually she should have it right after this kill. There you go.
Radiant's middle tower
has it. Tiny pushing mid, going to get pulled in by Storm Spirit here very soon. Nope, never mind, same team. Wrong people got this. Legion Commander really looking for a nice little engagement on top of something, but finds nothing. Blink Dagger up on Tiny. 3 minutes left for Timbersaw to actually reconnect before he gets a nice little abandon, which will be horrible. Mirana gets hit with the tail end of that Venomous Gale. She'll be able to make it away. Legion Commander coming forward, looking for a target, finds nobody, so her Shadow Blade will be on cooldown for the next few seconds. But she will actually find herself a kill on top of Punga, which will be excellent for her, because Punga's an easy kill all by his lonesome. Especially since he only hits for quite a bit, but as far as his attack speed goes, it's pretty much negligible. Punga's attack speed is 1.29 seconds per attack. which means that in 5 seconds he can do like 3 attacks. Versus Legion Commander, who with her little horn thing plus everything else, she can hit for a lot faster. Anyway, Skywrath finds a Punga. Punga going to take a little bit damage. Legion Commander going to go for a right click, go for the duel. The fight's going to be happening. An arrow from Mirana does hit on top of Legion, so Legion will be going down here very soon because Tiny plus Mirana are all around her. And there's a dead Legion, but at least she got the extra damage. Meanwhile, the fight's happening around the corner. Storm and crew are chasing the Visage. Ulti from Mirana does go through as well. Venomancer misses his Venomous Gale, actually catches a creep and catches a whole bunch of damage on his face as well. Mirana leaps forward, arrow flies. Visage almost walked into it. Actually, Tiny tosses Mirana in, and Mirana takes a little bit of damage coming out from Visage's Soul Assumption. That's going to be really it. Meanwhile, Timbersaw is being used to farm because his team wants to make sure that he collects some XP. Just in case Timbersaw does come back in time. Just assuming that he does. Arrow from Mirana flies, it hits a creep, I think. I want to say it hit a creep. She couldn't really go on it, but Storm was ready to go for it. He could have zipped in maybe like 2 feet forward. And then did a nice little pull with his Electric Vortex, which, don't forget guys, his Electric Vortex does slow him. But speaking of slowing himself, we also have a Haitian on Storms, which means that he cannot be slowed. Well, he can be slowed, but it won't show effect, so technically he can't be slowed. Depends on your outlook on it. Timbersaw officially having 1 minute to reconnect before bad things happen. And speaking of bad things happen, Slark finds himself a wild TPing out Tiny. Tiny does make it out alive. Legion Commander coming forward, looking for a nice little duel on top of Punga. Sees the arrow go through. That means she needs to go ahead and go for the kill. She's going to go for Mirana instead of Punga. I think she needs to go for Punga because Punga is a better target. Punga is going to be here around in the corner, doing a whole bunch of damage to Legion Commander. Legion Commander should be going down one way or another. But I really do think that she should duel the Punga because Mirana had nothing but a Starfall. Punga has all the damage coming out from his Nether Blast. And Storm Spirit zips on the side. He catches a pull on top of Visage and pulls him right back in where he doesn't want to be. Arrow from Mirana does fly across his face as well. Timbersaw reconnects in time. Yeah, things are exciting, guys. Things are very exciting. Storm Spirit is desperate to get these kills on top of these birds, but they will be able to fly away. Not enough mana on Storm to actually follow it. And speaking of Storm, he also has a Lincoln Sphere, which is an exquisite item versus somebody like a Legion Commander or versus a Skywrath Mage. I would honestly say it's more so for the Skywrath Mage. For the simple purpose that if Skywrath Mage actually silences Storm Spirit, then he's pretty much more than useless to his team. He's like absolutely useless. So he Storms finds a rune, and of course it's a regen rune. Goes in and pops it. He wants to come out and he's getting ready to fight. His whole entire team are in position to go for something, and they do know Legion Commander is all over here by her lonesome. If Storm Spirit zips in and goes for a pull just in time, he might be able to actually get a kill on top of her. But don't forget, the whole entire raiding squad are extremely close by. And speaking of things that are close by, Timbersaw plus Tiny, they're really close by. Tiny has a blink dagger. Timbersaw can jump in at any time he wants to. Legion Commander going to walk around the corner. Ulti from Mirana does come through, so nobody will be getting spotted out, and Legion Commander will not be getting spotted out by these guys. Mirana is going to be getting caught with the duel, and nobody's coming rotating in. The whole entire raiding squad are rotating in. Legion Commander gets pulled by Storm. Not enough damage on Legion Commander actually do anything. Slark's going to take a whole series. Beautiful stun from Tiny, catches forward, and everybody essentially dead on the side of the raiding. Skywrath Mage is the only survivor, and he's about to die here very soon, guys. Timbersaw only needs one little pull, and he does have a blade mail in a few seconds, which means that Skywrath will be killing himself if he so decides to throw another thing. And Storm Spirit actually zips in, goes for the kill, and that, guys, that's a triple kill for Storm, and everybody's dead on the side of the raiding. The Diary doing an excellent execution on that. The Mirana ulti was on point. They had vision. They saw Legion Commander pop that Shadow Blade, and they were just like, "Bro, she's trying to go for a duel. Let's just go ahead and casually catch her out."
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sadly for Legion Commander, the Mirana didn't go down.
Radiant's middle tower was smashed into pieces.
And if you look at our items on Legion Commander, Blade Mail is really good because that means when you go for those normal right-click engagements or you go for a duel or something like that, the attack speed's helping you out. The reason why the attack speed is helping you out, and I'm putting so much emphasis on that specifically, is because whenever you play a Legion Commander, your moment of courage only procs when you attack. So it procs at the beginning of your attack, which means that the faster you can attack, the more quickly you can get that extra damage and also the extra life steal. So the more attack speed you can get on Legion Commander, generally the better. But of course you don't want to sacrifice all of your survivability or all of your actual raw damage from strength-based items, by just buying like a Maelstrom and AC and all this stuff. Like, you want to actually have somebody survive. And Legion Commander right now has not that many ways to survive. She's extremely fragile. Only 1,119 HP, which is a lot, I'll be honest. But Punga has more, and because he has better items. That's a simple item choice, and also he's a few levels ahead. That does play a factor. Speaking of being ahead, let's take a look at this goal graph, because I'm pretty sure the Dire are, yep, they are ahead in the goal graph, above the Radiant. And the little Skywrath Mage taking a whole bunch of damage on top. He does get a nice little ability on top of Storm, gets the silence as well, but it doesn't really matter. Storm has a right click and kills the Skywrath all by his lonesome. By the looks of his Storms, Lincoln was popped by probably a... I don't really know, but we got Legion going for a duel on top of Storm. Legion has really no damage. Storm a little bit too survivable right now. He does zip away just in time. Venomancer's abilities will be able to kill Storm. Storm has to continuously drop his ult to dodge those 6 damage, but not going to be fast enough. Meanwhile, Tiny's going to chase a Slark, and Slark's going to beat casually TP out. That is one of those cases where Tiny, all he really needed to do was toss Slark in the correct direction. But it's a lot easier said than done, guys. Like, blink toss in the correct direction, it's a lot more difficult than it seems. Illusion Room picked up by Mirana. She's going to be rotating up top. Hopefully Legion does duel the Illusion. But an arrow from Mirana does fly forward. Legion's getting ready to kill some creeps in the jungle, and she's going to be scouted out by the Mirana. And Mirana does throw some right clicks. Rotation does come in from Tiny as well, just in case Legion does decide to go for a fight. And Tiny versus Legion Commander is really nice. To be honest, from my experience playing against and also playing with or playing as a Legion Commander, the things that I've seen is that Legion Commander's duel, even though it doesn't technically move people, it's essentially like a black hole nowadays. Because basically Legion Commander goes in, she pops duel, and everybody just gathers around and tries to hit the other person so that their person can actually, or their person in the duel can actually win the fight. And as a result, Tiny's AoE stun versus Legion Commander whenever she duels, like usually her team is close by, like Venomancer gets a little bit too close, closer than he should, Slark gets a little bit close, Skywrath wants to throw a silence on top of somebody, and Tiny just tosses one stun, he can catch a whole bunch of people all in one spot. Another case of that, actually hold on, we got Timbersaw actually around the corner, going to be doing a whole bunch of damage to the Slark, but nobody's really knows that Legion Commander is here. And like I said, guys, that's the effect of Legion Commander. Pugna going to throw a whole bunch of damage on top of Slark. Slark going to get sucked, or get his HP sucked away. And now we got Pugna in a little bit of trouble. Legion Commander does have a Shadow Blade in 4 seconds. She gets decrepified by Pugna. Pugna gets a nice little chunk of damage, and now we got more chunks of damage coming towards Pugna. Pugna drops that Plug Score. Should have dropped it a little bit earlier, but he's going to be losing his life here very soon. Does go down at the end of the day. And now we got Storm Spirit zipping forward, looking for a kill on top of something. Finds a Venomancer, but he's fighting uphill. He needs to get into the high ground. Does get into the high ground. Now he immediately regrets his decision, runs away. Mirana haste runes up on top of her. No slow for you. Concussive Visage is going to follow, and also a Reaver, whatever it's called. Jeez, camera, do things right. What is it called? It's called a Arcane Bolt. They're going to find another Arcane Bolt on Storm. Storm can juke that if he wants to. Nope, decides not to juke. He gets silenced up by a Skywrath, and now Storm is going to be going down. That was one of those cases where Storm's like, bro, you can't do nothing to me. You can't even handle me right now. And they just pumps Lincolns and they kill him. They handle him. Like ballers. So we got Legion Commander finally going for some survivability. Power Treads are a very helpful item. They give you, I want to say they give you 30 attack speed. I think they only give you 15. Nope, I was right. They give you 30 attack speed. Which, if you guys want to put that into perspective, your Shadow Blade gives you 30 attack speed. So I really do think Shadow Blade, oh wow, hold on, we got Slark going to be going down from Roshan. Wow, beautiful ability coming out from Timbersaw just in time. We got Skywrath Mage is going to take a whole bunch of damage. He's going to be getting a nice little silence on top of Timbersaw. Timbersaw taking more damage than he should from that Skywrath, and now he does go down. Punga getting a lot of HP sap coming up from Venomancer. He has his Aghanim Scepter up. He has some mana to actually spin, and they see people on the high ground, so they can go for this fight if they really want to. But Punga gets silenced up by Skywrath. Luckily, Skywrath Mage's ulti's on cooldown. He's actually going to TP out while he has a chance to. Meanwhile, coming from the front, we got Mirana getting a nice little chunk of damage on Veno, and Veno does go down. And this Dire ward has been paying off. Like, I think Dire have had their wards in far superior places than the Radiant this whole entire game. They've had the Observer ward over here, which is a standard spot. I mean, it's a standard spot to place on Zora ward. It's nothing special. But they were able to see the Legion Commander pop her Shadow Blade because of that. And as we saw before, Legion Commander casually died after Mirana popped her ulti. It was easy stuff. And we got the Observer ward over here on this high ground, which has really been helping them out as well in that previous fight that we just saw.
Dire defeated Roshan in heated battle.
Immortality is mine!
It just goes to Storm, who's actually working on a Sheepstick. And it's going to be a very dangerous thing because a Sheepstick on top of Legion Commander on top of Slark, you have a lot of important targets on the side of the Radiant. Storm Spirit, he should be able to technically disable 2 people. He could theoretically disable, with air quotes, 3 people. If Legion Commander decides to use her ulti on Storm first, then that means the Linken's pops the ulti, or the Linken's gets popped because of it, and the ulti doesn't do anything. And actually, speaking of people getting popped, Visage going to be getting pulled in by Storm. Storm is going to be taking a little bit of damage, does zip away in time. His Linken's does stay intact. Beautiful arrow from Mirana, nice little bait on top of Visage, and now Storm Spirit will be running away while he can. The Linken Spear is going to be getting popped. Now, I don't think I want to fight right now. And Legion Commander, she does have a Shadow Blade, she does have her stuff. No detection on the side of the Dire just yet. And the Concussive Blast coming up for Skywrath. He's doing a whole bunch of damage, catches everybody inside of it, but nobody really cares because it's distributed between everybody. Sorcerer gets himself a double kill. Legion Commander going to continue to run. Nobody can really find her because nobody has detection on the side of the Dire. I'm a little disappointed at that, but still. I'm just a little bit more excited about the fact that Storm has himself a Sheepstick plus a Linken Sphere. His regen is going to be disgusting. And Mirana, she's working on a Sheepstick of her own, so... Or, actually, no, I take that back. She's working on a Linken's of her own. This is going to be really nice. Tiny has a Blink Dagger plus an Ags, which means... Oh, no Ag. Oh, okay, never mind. See, I thought his arm was a tree. My fault, guys. I apologize. But we got Tiny with a Tornado Stick, so he has a lot of mana regeneration. He's just looking to be the initiator for his team, which is good. It's all fine and dandy. You can play Tiny in that role. Basically, blink forward, throw out your stun, throw out a toss, do a whole bunch of damage, just blow as everybody dies. Speaking of people who are dying, Storm Spirit might be going down here very soon. Does get hit up with that nice little heal coming up from whatever that was. Legion Commander does get her damage, does win the victory. The H's is popped though. Now we got Storm Spirit a little bit short. He does zip away just in time. Skywrath Mage gives himself an Arcane Bow and a Storm. Where did you go?
Radiant's bottom tower
I think Storm,
is under
I don't know where the heck is Storm.
Radiant structures
Storm's dipped all the way down bottom. The Arcane Bolt is going to be chasing him. He does finally hit him. The Storm does have his Linken Sphere popped by that. That's going to get slowed up. Really wishes he had some mana.
Dire's top tower isn't
and if they wanted, they could bait a fight because Storm has enough mana for his Linken's plus a quick jump in. He doesn't really have much else than that. Arrow from Mirana does hit Skywrath. These guys might want to go on top of that. Slark is bodyguarding like a boss. Does catch a Storm Spear. Storm has more than enough mana to zip away through the 1-2. Tiny, beautiful initiation, a beautiful counter initiation from Slark, or from Tiny on top of Slark. And that's going to be the end of the fight. At the end of the day, the Radiant loses Slark, and the Dire, they're not in any bad shape at all. Legion Commander revealed because her Shadow Blade did just run out. The ulti from Mirana is revealed as well. Visage on the tail end does get hit with a whole bunch of damage, does go down. Easy kill is easy. Mirana going to be getting caught in the duel here very soon. Does get caught in the duel, but she did leap away just in time. She actually has the range on top of Legion, so Legion can't really get in there because she got pulled out by Storm. She does go down, gets pulled into the worst spot possible. Ulti coming up for Skywrath Mage, doing a whole bunch of damage to Storm. Storm does make it out of that one alive because he does have a lot of HP. Tries to zip in front of the Arcane Bolt, but didn't have enough mana to actually make it all the way. Skywrath juking himself a nice little ability, keeping Tiny hit with that nice little slow. Needs to go and throw another Arcane Bolt, throw a right click because Tiny just blinks in, gets an easy kill. Bloodstone does go through. Skywrath Mage committed suicide before anything happened. Before any XP got collected, I mean. And here's Slark showing up with Timbersaw. Timbersaw popping that Blade Mail, doing a whole bunch of damage back to Slark, and Slark might be dying here very soon. Throws out the toss plus the Avalanche from Tiny. And Slark doesn't really have all that much HP. He goes down to Timbersaw casually because Timbersaw says, bro, you got invisibility, but I got whirling death. And he just died in a whirling fashion.
Radiant's top tower is gone.
Meanwhile, Punga.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Do I have to say more, guys? Meanwhile, Punga. There's a reason why people fear Punga and his pushing ability, and that's mainly because his Nether Blast does 50% of damage to structures. Which 50% of 325 is ridiculous. Especially if you consider the fact that, hold on, before we do it, we got Skywrath finding himself in Punga. Punga going to take a whole bunch of damage, walking inside the ulti of Skywrath. He can't really do anything but stand there and die. Legion gets a duel as well, slap in the face like a baller. Legion collecting that damage. Like she's collecting tackles or something.
Double damage.
But moving over to Punga though, the thing about Punga and his Nether Blast is that his Nether Blast by itself hurts heroes a lot. His Nether Blast hurts heroes for whatever number you see here, 325 minus 25%, because every hero has a built-in 25% blah 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 magic resistance. So keeping that in mind, when towers feel 50% of the damage from Nether Blast, they're about 25% of the damage that heroes would normally feel. And actually Storm Spirit zips in, catches himself a kill on top of Slark, easiest kill of his life. Skywrath does get silenced, does get the damage on top of Storm, but Storm has a little bit too much HP, and I think Storm's perfectly fine because the Mirana ulti does come through as well. And that's what happens when you build these big items with Storm. He has essentially 2 ultimate orbs coming out from the Scythe of Ice and also coming out from the Lincolns, which altogether gives him a total of a lot of strength. This is 10 plus 15? 25 plus another 10, so
Regeneration.
35 plus another 8, which is where he mistreads at. So it's going to be a lot of extra strength. Almost 45 strength. It's actually 43 strength. Which, for every 1 point of strength, you get about, I think, 19 extra HP points. It doesn't really matter. We got Tiny going for an ambulance on top of the Legion Commander. Legion Commander is going to take a whole bunch of damage, but Tiny's not going to be able to save his ally. Mirana does go down during the duel, so the Legion Commander does get the extra damage. Now she's going to take a whole bunch of damage from Timbersaw. Timbersaw zoots forward, gets a kill on top of the Legion Commander. Easiest kill of his life, and now we got Timbersaw in the midst of everything. Bloodstone is not up just yet, but he really wishes he had it, because he will be able to survive that, but he's not going to be able to suicide. He just casually dies to the hands of a Visage. And actually, Venomancer does get a kill on top of Tiny at the end of the day. Looks like Tiny died trying to run away. And this just might be some good momentum going for the Radiant. If you look at the XP graph, they really need the XP on the Radiant because they are slacking all kinds of hard. The gold graph shows pretty much the same exact picture as well. And if you also look at the items are much more impressive on the side of the Dire. We have 2 Sheep Sticks, a Blink Dagger, a Tornado Stick, almost a Bloodstone on Timbersaw, and a Mechanism plus an Ags, or 2 Ags. One on Tiny, one on Punga. Whereas if you look on the side of the Radiant, I mean, they're kind of scrapping together their items. Slark is working on a Basher. He has a Shadow Blade, and also Legion Commander has a Shadow Blade and a Blade Mail, which, to be honest, I think... Okay, never mind. This lineup, it really makes sense. I was about to say, to be honest though, if it at all makes sense, going for a Ghost Scepter on Legion Commander is fun. Because when you go for a Ghost Scepter on Legion Commander, if you pop the duel, like you pop your Ghost Scepter, then you pop the duel as Legion Commander, then they still do the right click animation, but Legion feels no right click damage. Now, that said, in this lineup, that's silly because there's a Punga who just explode Legion Commander all day long because his abilities hurt for more when you pop that Ghost Scepter. They essentially hurt for 15% more than what's listed, not 15% more than not 40% more than what's listed. Because don't forget, you also have to take into account the extra 25% they have built in anyway. So Mana throws out an arrow, does get hit with the Legion Commander. Legion Commander going to go ahead and casually kill that Plague Lord. Does go down for a troubles, but at least she died for the cause. And we got 2 Sheep Sticks being used, one on top of Skywrath, one on top of Legion Commander. Now Punga going for all the damage that he possibly can on top of Skywrath. Skywrath going to be getting tracked down by Storm, who really has tunnel vision. Going for the kill on top of that. Does get the kill. Slark does go down as well. Skywrath goes down, and a buyback on Slark. He wants to go for the fight, but really, he can't really fight too much because, I mean, Tiny's here. He has all the damage in the world. In the sense that he can just tear down his tower all day long. And between Tiny and Punga, they can just rip down lanes. Like literally, they can rip down lanes. In the time it would take, approximately the time it would take the Radiant to actually be a 5-mana tower and take it down. So damage coming forward from Mirana, gets a nice little chunk of damage on top of Slark. Slark gonna be forced to pop that Shadow Blade. Just one Geometry Sight's all they need on the Dire side to kill everybody. But looks like Slark's gonna come forward, gets a leash on top of Punga. Punga gonna be getting silenced up as well by Skywrath. The arrow from Mirana does fly, hits on top of Venomancer. Venomancer's gonna be casually dying here very soon. Tiny has all the damage that he needs, does get the kill. Legion Commander looking for a kill, looking for a duel on top of somebody. She might be able to find a Punga, but Punga a little bit too far away. Punga juking around trees. She does finally find a Punga. I don't know if she'll be able to kill him fast enough. She will more than definitely be able to kill him fast enough. Meanwhile, Skywrath versus Tiny, they're going for blows. Legion Commander might be stunning herself here very soon. Luckily, she does make it out alive. Now we got Slark versus Mirana. Mirana is not able to leap. She already used her leap and just came off cooldown. And a very scrappy fight, yes, but at the end of the day, the Radiant lost much more than they really wanted to. There was so many buybacks on the Radiant side, it's not even funny. The Dire, they got the tier 3 tower. That's all they really cared about. And if they would have had Aegis, on the Dire side, I think they could have still been there. But alas, Roshan's not up yet.
Allies disappear.
Mirana ulti going on through because why the freak not? Timbersaw has himself a Bloodstone. He just hasn't put it together yet. He has all the pieces necessary. Unless he really wants to keep his Arcane Boots, which, to be honest, once you get a Bloodstone, you don't need your Arcane Boots anymore. That's more than enough regen. Assuming he gets kills and stuff. Timbersaw all by his lonesome mid, does get hit with the slow from Skywrath Mage, does get hit with silence as well. A lot of damage coming from Skywrath on top of Timbersaw. Timbersaw dealing a whole bunch of damage back to Skywrath because of that Blade Mail, almost killing Skywrath before Skywrath killed Timber. Luckily, Skywrath got his damage off before Timber got his stuff off, and also luckily, I think Skywrath has more HP than Timber. Timber just has more armor, which armor does diddly squat for you when magic damage is coming at your face. Punga on top getting chased by the birds. The bird's going to be doing a whole bunch of damage. Punga going to be casually killing one, and the other one does make it out alive.
Double damage.
So there's a BKB on Storm Spirit. That is a very important item because a lot of the CC coming out from the Radiant has been you know, not the most fun thing to deal with. It won't stop the duel from Legion Commander. It won't stop the damage from Venomancer ulti, I don't think. I think if you pop BKB and then Venomancer ultis, I think it blocks it then. But if Venomancer ultis and then you pop BKB, it doesn't block the damage coming out from that. But it will stop the leash from Slark. It'll also stop Skywrath from the silence, which is what's really been slapping Storm Spirit all up, all kind of ways. You know, Storm Spirit zips in, finds a sheepstick on top of Slark, and actually goes for the kill on top of Slark. Pops that BKB. No damage coming from him, coming from Venomancer because of the ulti. Oh, sorry, because of the BKB. Now Storm Spirit's actually stuck. He's gonna be able to TP out. The stun's coming from Visage's bird. Sadly, the BKB just not really able to wear out. And Legion Commander didn't go for a duel, which I really think she would have won that duel. Venomancer does get a kill on top of Venomancer does get a kill on top of Mirana because of the ulti plus the poison stings. Sounds a little ironic. And here's Punga. He can go ahead and go for the kill on top of Roshan here. It's going to take him a long time to kill it, but he's going to try to do it. Legion Commander does show up, does give himself a smoke to see. Punga sees the danger. He's going to be getting dueled up here very soon. Legion Commander pops that Blade Mail, pops the duel. Punga's getting punched in the face by Roshan as well, and Roshan gets the kill on top of Punga, but Legion Commander gets the damage because she's a baller. Meanwhile, speaking of people being ballers, we got Tiny not really being a baller right now. He does get caught up by Slark. Beautiful stun coming up from him. Nice little clutch play. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. He stays and lives to fight another day. Meanwhile, the Radiant's curve is going to be coming through. I think Storm might be able to pick it off if he knows it's over there. Venomancer's Gale does find the Timbersaw. Timbersaw does get caught on the War's where he possible, but because of the ulti from Skywrath, not the best of places to be hanging out when Skywrath is there.
Has a nasty situation.
And Venomancer ulti also caught Roshan as well, so that means Roshan's going to be losing a decent amount of HP. And did Venomancer build an Ags? Venomancer built an Ags. That's disgusting. Storm keeping vision on Roshan, trying to wait for the kill on top of Roshan. Gets the kill on top of Roshan, picks up the Aegis as well. So beautiful play coming out from Pain on that Storm Spirit. Timing it very nicely, timing when to go in for the kill for Roshan, timing when to steal the Aegis. It's almost like the Radiant just casually gave him all that free gold. But they did collect XP, so that's one thing. At least they collected XP. In Skywrath, Bloodstone 12-star charges. Slark has a Basher, Legion Commander working on a BKB by the looks of it. And the arrow from Mirana does fly, does hit slow, wow. Almost hit Slark in the back. We're going to talk about max damage, holy crap. Tiny BKB as well. And so we got a BKB strategy coming out from the Dire, or maybe they're just tired of all these freaking birds and silences and stupid stuff. But yeah, the items on the side of the Dire, they're still looking better than the ones on the Radiant side, but the Radiant have been clawing the way at that gold graph. If you look at it, it's pretty much leveled out, which means it hasn't really changed that much, which means that the Dire haven't really been getting all that much more advantage. Speaking of people not getting more advantage, Skywrath is going to be down here very soon. Not able to suicide in time, does lose a whole bunch of Bloodstone charges. Tornado on top of Legion Commander, so she can't duel. She fought the Blade Mail as well, so it doesn't really matter. It got purged up. She goes down. Easy kill, easy game, easy life, easy rares. TP trying to come out from Visage, but Visage does get caught up with the sheepstick coming up from Mirana. Because who built a sheepstick on Mirana? That's right, guys. Elmi builds freaking sheepsticks on Mirana. And it's essentially a team wipe on the side of the Radiant. The only two people left alive are Slark and Venomancer, and I think Venomancer is the only hope that the Radiant have for defending their towers. Or defending their axes, but it's really a sad thing because Tiny's here. Tiny has a blink dagger. Venomancer really needs to keep the damage on top of Tiny to make sure Tiny can't blink in.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
But how many carries does Tiny really give? Because he just kills towers like 5 hits anyway.
That's the end of Radiant's middle barracks.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous thing. It's a very sad thing as well. Arrow from Mirana flies, does miss Slark. Now we got Skywrath throwing a little bit of damage on top of a Storm. Storm trying to juke it, not necessarily juking it well enough. Meanwhile, Mirana does use the sheepstick on top of somebody. I couldn't really see who it was, but they do go down. Storm's really taking a whole bunch of damage from Skywrath. He just might be going down. He does have Aegis, so he's fine. He's trying to give himself some nice little mana regen plus HP regen as well. Venomancer getting surrounded, does go down. Legion Commander coming into the worst place possible. And she goes down.
Radiant's middle tower may need a hand.
Just casually donating 18 damage to Tiny. Why the freak not? Because Tiny needs more damage. So Visage versus Timbersaw. Visage is going to be getting a whole bunch of damage, but it looks like a lot of damage coming back towards Visage coming out from that Plague War from Punga on that far backside. Tiny's still alive. Mirana buys back. I'm not too sure for what reasons, but she does buy back, you know, because reasons. Double Century War Dota getting played here mid.
Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down.
And the items, because the items are interesting. Venomancer only has a Necro Book with level 1. I would honestly argue that Venomancer's most useless item is the Aghanim Scepter. Yeah, he has a magic stick still, which, I mean, it's not really helping him all that much. Because, I mean, that's like, what, not that much HP regen versus all the damage coming out from the enemy team. But at the end of the day, Venomancer doesn't really need survivability in my honest opinion. He just needs good positioning. And if he just builds that Necro 3, he could be able to actually push out a lane all by his lonesome, just in the Necro units with the creep wave, and that'll be it. That's all he really needs to do. Anyway, Venomancer's here. He's going to be getting caught up by Mirana. She has the easiest arrow for life. She has the easiest kill for life. She doesn't need to actually pop her on Invis. Timbersaw just dies. Just dies because he got caught off. Storm Spirit zips forward, trying to get the kill on top of Skywrath. Pops a BKB, doesn't want to get caught with anything. Storm Spirit doing a whole bunch of stuff, trying to keep this Legion coming off his back. Gets a nice sheep stick on top of Legion, pulls the wrong person, pulls a Venomancer instead. But they can get a kill on top of all two. It looks like they're going to go for a kill on top of all three because you got Visage. He's going to be going down next. Slark is here. Slark is ready to go for something, ready to go for a kill. Storm Spirit getting caught out with the Legion. He actually gets invised up from the Mirana ulti. You know, it's like it's. I mean, it's really gonna be. I mean, besides, I don't know what he's working on. I hope it's not a Bloodstone. And Visage does go down. And I think this is GG, guys, because everybody's dead on the rating side. Everybody who's important. Skywrath Mage is coming back up in a few seconds, but Punga is already pushing down the other lane, so he'll be here momentarily. Air from Mirana does fly, does hit on top of Slark, who's invised up. Wasting that precious invis time. Storm Spirit zips forward, sheeps up Skywrath. Skywrath takes a whole bunch of damage from everybody. Tiny showing up with a stun, nice little chain stun abilities coming from him. Catches a Slark as well, just throwing on everything they possibly can. Just kills Slark. It's like, screw your invisibility, bro. We got AoE. Let's do this.
Radiant's bottom barracks were defeated. Radiant's middle tower is not safe.
Arrow missing.
Radiant's middle tower is fallen.
Chief Stick using top of Legion Commander. She can't do anything but stand there and take it.
Had an unhappy ending.
And AC's up on Tiny.
Radiant's
so AC on Tiny, I don't think Legion Commander should even attempt to go for anything. She's gonna try to go for the fight. Tiny pops the BKB before the duel happens, so screw your blade now, bro. I got a BKB. It's a nice little play coming up from Tiny. Now we got Venomancer popping his ulti in the middle of everybody, trying to get that whole entire 108 damage on top of everybody taking. It don't really matter all that much though, because Ancient has exploded. GG's dude come out, and Storm Spirit in the middle of the everything, just standing there, saying, "Bro, do you even lift?" Anyway, so that was Random Podcast number 80. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name is Cul Blu, and I'll see you guys whenever.